Good morning, everybody. We have made it to Friday and we have made it to the end of the line. This is right near the end of the line here, the final position of our draft evaluations. We have one more position to get through, and then we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. We're going to do a little bit of build-up prep for the actual draft, and then we're off to the races. We are actually at the draft, and we have all the information we need to know what's up as best we can as outside observers. So, we're wrapping up with cornerback. Last position of the year for draft evals is cornerback. And I know what a bunch of people are going to be saying right now. We don't need a cornerback. We already got this guy. We already got that guy. We already got this guy. We already got that guy. And I do think it's somewhat unlikely the Seahawks draft a cornerback, and it's also probably extremely unlikely they draft a cornerback early. But I'm going to say what I always say. Keep an open mind. Allow the team to do what they feel is best with this new coaching staff, this brand new coaching staff outside of one guy that may or may not like the guys that they're inheriting. Like, I feel very confident in saying this coaching staff is going to really like Devin Witherspoon, because Witherspoon is such a great all-around player that you're definitely going to be able to find a role for him. But what do they think of Rico Wilmer after the year he had last year? I don't know. That might not be something that Mike Macdonald is looking to build around long term. There are problems there. Some people don't want to admit it, but there are problems there. Does the new coaching staff like Kobe Bryant? Didn't really play that much last year, and when he did play, it wasn't really all that good. Really wasn't even all that good his rookie year. There were good parts to it, but there are also problems, and they might be looking at a guy like Kobe Bryant and saying, nah, I don't want that guy. I guess they like Mike Jackson enough to give him the $3.1 million restricted tender, so they like him that much, but do they like him enough to build around him long term? Who knows? So we don't know what this coaching staff is feeling about these guys right now. And it's possible they might be looking at this draft class, which is really, really good at cornerback, by the way. This is a loaded corner class. And they might be thinking, hey, we're going to need a stud corner at some point. Why not do it now? Because the stud corners are actually available. So, yeah, it's unlikely. But I don't think it's impossible. And I don't think it's necessarily bad either. Like the first guy we're going to look at here in this video, the first guy we're going to look at in this series, Quinyon Mitchell. I'm going to say it right now. If the Seahawks end up with Quinyon Mitchell in the first round this year, I'm not going to be unhappy about that. I really like this guy. Toledo, so somewhat of a small school. I understand that there are going to be some reservations about that. 23 when the season starts. 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, so workable size. It's not great, but it's fine. 31-inch arms, which under Carroll may have been a problem. I don't know if it's going to be a problem now. It's not awful. 9 1/4 hands. Testing was really good for the most part. Blazing fast 40. Pretty good 10-yard split. Pretty good vert. Not a good broad, but he did pump out 20 bench press reps, which is really good for a corner. So the testing overall was a positive with Quinyon Mitchell. Every big board has him, well, excuse me. 4 of our 6 big boards have him in the top 12. Walter has him at 17, and the Draft Network has him at 28. Aggregate has him at 12th, which I think that's the right neighborhood. I think that's about the right sense I get from this Quinyon Mitchell guy. Last 2 years, good production, especially ball production. Only 1 pick last year, but the year before he had 5. And both years he had 18 passes defensed. 19 in 2022, 18 in 2023. Insane ball production. I haven't seen ball production like that in a long time from a college corner. So you've got that. You've got the 41 tackles each of the last 2 years. 5.5 total for loss. Astoundingly good PFF grades. The stats are there. The athletic profile is there. There's a budding superstar in here somewhere. He's got experience playing zone, and he's got experience playing off-man at Toledo. They do both, and he did well in both. His ball skills are tremendous. He thinks the ball belongs to him when it's in the air. When the ball is in the air, he plays it like it was meant for him. His ability to find the ball in the air and put himself in a position to make a play on it is remarkable. His plant and drive or his click and close trigger is very good. He plants his foot and just goes downhill as soon as he sees the route breaking, as soon as he sees the ball coming. His ability to just click and close is really, really good. Happens very rapidly. He recognizes routes before they happen, and then he makes a play based on his read. His route recognition is excellent and should translate really well to the NFL. So we're dealing with a smart, heady, cerebral player as well with Quinyon Mitchell. And he's very strong for a cornerback, which should help in the NFL. I think that even though he is preferably going to be playing on the outside in the NFL, Quinyon Mitchell could be a slot corner at the next level as well. I think he could offer some good reps as a slot corner and provide that inside-outside versatility, which granted we already have with Devin Witherspoon, but additional flexibility to just screw around and do a ton of different things in the secondary is always nice. So Quinyon Mitchell's bringing a lot of positive things to the table here. Some issues, some concerns with him. I think double moves and fakes can get him because he does play aggressively. He'll bite down hard on eye candy, bite down hard on misdirection, and you can get behind him a little bit because of it. You can beat him over the top because he'll just come down a little too hard. He doesn't have experience in press coverage. I don't know if that's really going to be a problem for us. It depends on how much the coaching staff wants to use it. Like, the Seahawks under Carroll for many years now have not been a big fan of doing press. Ever since the rule changes after we won the Super Bowl, we've laid back on that. I don't know what McDonald is going to want to do exactly. I imagine that he'll tailor-make the game plan to what we have. So I don't think it'd be an issue, but doesn't bring a lot to the table in press coverage yet. Doesn't really do it. His hip flipping when he's transitioning from his back pedal to playing with his back to the line of scrimmage is a little bit segmented and slow. His transitions are just a little bit off. And he is a little bit small and a little bit short-armed for an outside corner. Not critically so, but he's not exactly an ideal specimen, right? Like, we see corners sometimes who are just like, oh yeah, that guy's got size, he's got speed, he's got length, he's got it all. You can't really say that about a Quinyon Mitchell. He's fine. But it's not like we're dealing with somebody who was molded out of clay to play cornerback in the NFL. So, I'm a big fan. I like him a lot. It's up to McDonald if he thinks a smaller outside cornerback is something that he's okay with. Because this guy is a little bit small and he doesn't really have the length that you look for to press. So, it's going to be his call at the end of the day. And if he does decide, look, I want a different kind of cornerback here. I do like the bigger guys. Then, I'm not going to object to that, but there's so much to like here. The ball skills are tremendous. The flexibility, the plant and drive trigger, it's so much here to like. So I think he's right around the top 10. For me personally, he's knocking on the door of the top 10. He's in the conversation for best defensive player in this draft. I don't think he is, but he's very close. And that's how I feel about Mitchell. All right, so that to me is the number one corner in this draft, but we're going to get to the other guys in future videos, so keep an eye out. A couple of hours, we'll have more videos. We have more first-round guys who are clearly first-round talents and have first-round pedigree. So keep an eye out. We're going to learn more about what this draft has to offer. Let me know what you think of Quinyon Mitchell below. I know there are a lot of big fans of his in my viewership. I know that a lot of people out there like this guy and think he's worth the pick at 16. And there are also people who might think that, but then also think that we should not be making that pick at 16. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what's up.